There is a moment every man fears. She's laughing, smiling, maybe even flirting a little. And then, out of nowhere, she pulls away. No warning, no explanation. One day she's all in. The next, she's distant, cold, almost untouchable. And the worst part? You replay it over and over in your head, trying to figure out what went wrong, what you said, what you didn't do. But here's the truth. It's not what you think, not even close. I want you to know something before we go any deeper. None of this is your fault. Society never gave men the right script. You were never taught how women's minds actually work, how their emotions fluctuate in ways that feel completely unpredictable. You're not broken. You're not too much or not enough. You've just been missing a piece of the puzzle most men never even see. And that's exactly why I say this from experience, quietly observing for years. My name is Luna John, and female psychology has been my world for over a decade. I've watched men stumble, freeze, and lose connection over the smallest, most invisible triggers, the ones women never mention out loud. And what I'm about to tell you is the framework behind it all. It's three things, three patterns that almost nobody talks about. And the last one, the one most men never use, can change everything. The first reason she pulls away, I call it the invisible threat. It's subtle, insidious, and it works directly on her limbic system, that primitive part of her brain that governs attraction, safety, and emotional intensity. Here's how it plays out. She's feeling drawn to you, maybe even craving closeness, but something, often something tiny, signals danger. It doesn't have to be a huge argument. Sometimes it's a tone of voice, a hint of desperation, a subtle over-neediness. Her body responds immediately. Cortisol spikes, heart rate rises, parasympathetic signals engage, and suddenly her brain tells her, I need distance. She may not even realize it herself. She'll brush it off as I'm busy or I need space, but internally she's protecting herself. She's pulling away before the attachment can feel unsafe. And here's the part most men never notice. It's almost never about you being wrong in the way you think. It's about her subconscious feeling unbalanced. Women always subconsciously scan for stability and grounded energy. When that balance wavers, she pulls back. Imagine this. You're texting her, it's going well. You make a small joke. She responds warmly. Then you send another message, trying too hard to keep her attention, maybe slip a hint of frustration that she didn't reply immediately. Within minutes, her energy shifts. She goes from engaged to distant, not because she dislikes you, not because she stopped caring, but because her subconscious detected a flicker of threat. That flicker triggers the invisible threat reflex, and she steps back. Most men panic at this stage. They flood her with messages, try to win her back, or apologize for feelings she never even consciously had. That's exactly what makes it worse. A grounded man. He notices, stays calm, adjusts subtly, and lets her nervous system reset without interference. He's the exception. He doesn't chase. He doesn't over-explain. He simply becomes a safe harbor she instinctively wants to return to. But that's only the beginning. Because point number 2, that's where most men lose her completely, and they never even know why. And this is where it gets even more revealing. The first pullback, the invisible threat, is just the surface. She's not leaving because she doesn't like you. She's leaving because something in her subconscious feels off. Most men see the distance and panic. They overcompensate, they try to fix it, they apologize for feelings she never consciously had. But you're about to learn why that exact reaction is why most men never get her back. Point number 2, I call the vanishing validation. Women crave validation, yes, but not the obvious kind. Not the I like your shirt or your funny comments. That's basic. What really pulls her closer or pushes her away is subtle, almost invisible recognition of her inner world. It's about noticing her emotional landscape without making her feel exposed. Research in evolutionary psychology shows that when a woman senses you see her deeply, oxytocin floods her system. Her parasympathetic nervous system relaxes. She leans in, but if you miss the cues, if you act distracted or generic, her brain registers, he doesn't really see me, and she pulls away fast. Most men try to force this. They overtalk, they overflatter, they try to read her like a manual. It's clumsy. She feels it immediately. But a grounded man? He makes her feel understood without words. A glance, a small, attentive gesture, maybe a quiet joke that connects to her internal thought. That's enough to signal, I see you. You're safe. You're understood. And suddenly, the pullback reverses naturally because she doesn't have to fight her own nervous system anymore. Picture this. You're on a date. She's animated, sharing a story about work. Most men would respond with surface-level interest, nod, laugh at the right times. But you pick up on the subtle emotional beats, the hesitation before she laughs, the pride hidden in her voice. You mirror it subtly, affirm it. Her chest relaxes, her breathing slows. She didn't say, thank you, out loud, but her limbic system is saying, I can trust this man. That's vanishing validation in action. And if this is hitting different, tap the like button. It helps this reach men who genuinely need it. Now, point 3. I call it the gravity pull. This one taps into something deeper, more instinctual. Evolutionary psychology shows that women are wired to respond to stability paired with intrigue, a balance of comfort and subtle unpredictability. Most men are either too predictable or too chaotic. But when you learn the cues, a well-timed absence, a confident boundary, a quiet display of your own life and passions, her dopamine spikes. She starts replaying moments with you in her mind. She can't stop thinking about that short laugh you shared, the way you touched your own coffee cup confidently, or the glimmer in your eyes when you said something unexpected. Most men never use this consciously. They stay reactive. But you're learning to create this subtle gravitational pull without saying a word. And here's the thing. She may pull away again, but it won't be because she's lost interest. It'll be because she's testing the intensity of the connection. And this is nothing, absolutely nothing, compared to what comes next. Because the next point, it touches not just her mind, but her body, her heart, her most secret, unspoken desires. And almost no man ever notices when this is happening until it's too late. And this is where it gets intense. The first 2 points, the invisible threat and the vanishing validation, set the stage. They explain why she pulls back, sometimes without a word, and why most men panic or overcompensate. But point 4, this is the emotional peak. This is what drives her subconscious desire in a way almost nobody talks about. I call it the hidden anchor. Her body reacts before her mind even catches up. Her breathing changes, her pupils dilate, her heart rate subtly shifts. She replays your interactions at 3 a.m., and she doesn't even realize why. It's not just attraction, it's the sense of safety, intrigue, and validation combined, wired deep in her limbic system. When you trigger the hidden anchor, she feels both excitement and calm. A paradox. That's exactly what hooks her, even if she never admits it. Picture this. You're at a coffee shop. She's telling a story about a project at work. Her eyes wander. They keep coming back to you, scanning your reactions, measuring your presence. You're not leaning in, not desperate for attention. You're subtle, confident. You respond to her emotional cues, not her words. You mirror her excitement, her pauses. She notices the contrast to other men she's met. Most would overreact, overspeak, overcompensate. But you're grounded, you're safe, and her subconscious takes notice. Most men will miss every one of these signals, their whole lives. They'll never realize the power of subtle attunement, of controlled presence, of timing their energy with hers. But you're here, you're learning, you're already different. That shift in awareness, it changes everything. Suddenly, what used to feel unpredictable becomes clear. Her pullback isn't rejection, it's communication, her way of testing, calibrating, and ultimately connecting. If you respond correctly, this is exactly what I see in my work. In my years studying this, I've observed women repeatedly return to men who intuitively understand these invisible patterns, who create safety, intrigue, and validation simultaneously. And when you grasp this, her feelings intensify in ways most men never experience. She can't stop thinking about you. She can't explain why she feels drawn. She's caught between wanting to pull away and needing to lean in, a dance only you can navigate with the right awareness. Her mind is captivated, her body remembers, her subconscious keeps score, and you're the one writing it. Every look, every gesture, every subtle shift in your energy reinforces the hidden anchor. You're no longer just another man. You're becoming the kind of man who exists in her thoughts long after the moment ends. But there is one final piece, and this one, I almost didn't include it, because once you know this, you cannot unknow it. It rewires how she experiences every interaction, and it's the piece that ties everything together, the pullbacks, the intrigue, the subconscious desire into one powerful, undeniable connection. Almost no one talks about this. Women feel it, but can rarely explain it, and men who do this, women remember them for years. I call it the magnetic reset. It's the final layer behind why she pulls away and why she comes back with intensity you didn't think possible. Here's how it works. After a pullback, instead of chasing or over-explaining, you create a subtle reset. You maintain your grounded energy, show you have your own life and boundaries, and hint ever so slightly that you're not waiting. That tiny space triggers dopamine and oxytocin simultaneously. Her subconscious recalibrates. She feels drawn in, intrigued, safe, and alive all at once. Almost nobody uses this consciously. Most men overcompensate. They flood her with messages, try to explain, apologize, or pressure. But the grounded man, he lets the system reset. He becomes the stable, intriguing constant she didn't even realize she craved. She remembers how you felt more than what you said. She can't stop thinking about the contrast, how other men reacted frantically while you stayed composed, confident, untouchable. That's the magnetic reset in action. Let's walk through this one more time, step by step. First, the invisible threat. Recognize when her subconscious feels unsafe and don't react out of panic. Second, the vanishing validation. Make her feel seen and understood at a deep emotional level without overdoing it. Third, the gravity pull. Balance intrigue and stability, letting her mind and body chase the connection naturally. And finally, the magnetic reset. Allow space after a pullback, stay grounded, and become unforgettable by how you make her feel. Master these four, and you're no longer reacting to her distance. You're orchestrating the connection. Most men go their entire lives never understanding any of this. They wonder why nothing clicks, why she seems distant, why the moment never arrives. But you came here. You stayed. You learned. That alone makes you different. You're not just another man she meets. You're someone who navigates the invisible patterns she can't even explain, someone she can't ignore. If this opens something in you, subscribe and turn on notifications. Next week, I'm revealing something women feel in the first 30 seconds of meeting a man. You do not want to miss that. Comment anchor below. I read every single one. Remember this, women feel the pull before they say a word, and the men who understand that pull, who respect it, and who play with it wisely, those are the men who leave a mark she can't erase. You don't chase, you don't plead. You create the magnetic space where desire thrives. That alone changes everything.